Hello again and welcome to another little tutorial about sewing. I've just been asked, how do you do edge binding? Somebody says, I always have some little problems with it. Well, I will show you how I do it. There's always two ways or two possibilities to do this particular job, the edging binding. Let's take the case you have prepared something where you have to put a clean edge on. As an example, if you have a jacket where you got no lining in and you want to finish off the sleeve seam inside, this could be nicely done with this. And that you would stitch all the way around the sleeve on the inside. So when you start, you would start underneath the arm. You would fold over the start that you got by approximately 1 centimeter, and this tape is usually 3.6 when you buy one. This one is only 3.1, but usually they're around 3.5, 3.6 millimeters. The wider they are, the easier it is to do. Anyway, you start folding this over and you stitch it on approximately 5-6 millimeters. So let's take the case. I continue now, but I'm stopping here. And I'm coming all the way around from the other side, because it's my sleeve that I'm doing, as I said. So I'm coming from that end, and I'm getting back to where I started. So here all you have to do is cut it off and leave 1 centimeter again running over. So you just continue there. And you would have been all the way around now. Now, to make it easier for your next job, you just put a little stitch in there to hold it as if it's one piece that you got on there. Then you turn it around. You can go to the ironing board if you wish and iron a little bit over, but usually this goes very well doing it. You fold it towards the edge over and towards this edge over again. And then slowly you take your time on it. Keep folding this over and going all the way along and finishing this nicely off. For any seam where you don't have a lining covering it over, this is a real nice way and a tidy, clean way to finish this off. So, and now I show you how to do it with my little unit that I got here. If you want to get yourself anything like this, make sure you look in the instructions of your sewing machine first which unit you will need, because there's so many different ones, especially also on the widths. Like I said to you before, this is a 3.1 wide tape that I got here. You might have a 3.6 one, as I mentioned before. So this is the first thing you got to know. What do I want to use it for? And some machines, when you buy this unit, you also have to buy an extra foot with it, a special plate, needle plate, and the transporter underneath. Sometimes they all go together, so make sure you don't buy one which you can't use then afterwards. Then you take your tape, you cut a long sideways edge off, and first of all pull this in. Make sure it doesn't start twinkling up there. It's got to really go in straight. Pull it out and do first of all a test by just sewing the tape together, if this is all set correctly, if it's really catching it all. I go a little bit farther, you see it better like that. Yeah, you see in the beginning it wasn't really straight in the place in yet, and then it pulled itself in the correct way there. So that is important. Then the next thing that is absolutely important, this must be lying very, very loose. In the industrial, when they do the sewing, they have a special turning plate underneath, which runs so easy that it automatically, with a little bit of tension, being pulled around, so it's always loose here. because if you get this too tight, you stretch out the tape and then it gets too small and it runs out and you are not very successful with your job. So make sure this is always lying in the way you want it. And then just push your material under the needle against the unit, that it's really in the groove in there. And take your time and go along easily, slowly, bit by bit. I extra did a round here because that is usually the tricky part. Some of these units, they don't like to do round parts. Straight parts is always easy, no problem. But these round ones, it likes to push either the material out on one side or it likes to push the tape out of the other side out. This can happen here any time if you're not careful. It can also happen with me. It's got nothing to do with you maybe thinking, oh, I can't sew correctly. That's not the point. And usually this round, going outwards, is easier to do than an inwards one. That I show you in a moment. Maybe you will see, because then it really likes to go out. But here you can see this done it really well the way I like it. Even if I turn it around, this is all really caught there. Nothing's coming out. Everything is correct as needed. So I got an outside curve again here. That should be alright. And you can watch me. I continuously loosening this to make sure I'm not getting it too tight there. Now that is the curve the machine, the unit does not like so much, because either you have to pull the material, which usually you shouldn't do. So if you push it against here, sometimes the unit likes to push it out. And you can see there's only like 3 millimeters inside there that's held. So don't hesitate when whichever unit you might buy for yourself, that it would do that. But here you can see the result from the machine. I'll show you again the other side. And you can see at the same time the one I did by hand. Yeah. So, that's all for now. Now you know how to do some edge binding. I wish you fun and I wish you much success with your job. Bye for now.